developing tonight, trying to hold on to the happy moments while working through their grief after a mother of four was shot and killed on Tuesday night.
Now the community is rallying around the family of 32-year-old Courtney Reese. 11 Alive's Angelina Salcido joining us live tonight from Atlanta Police Headquarters. And Angelina, you spoke with many of those who knew and loved Courtney.
And this is the very first time that we are hearing from them. Her younger sister tells me that she was vibrant and smile on her face. Courtney shot and killed in Atlanta just months after one of her sisters was shot and killed in DeKalb tonight. This family tells me neither one of them deserved to die this way.
She was a vibe, the life of the party.
Her infectious smile is keeping her grieving family's spirit high.
She was everybody's hype man. She was everybody's cook.
Courtney Reese remembered tonight with purple balloons, music, and love.
It's a party. It's a celebration like she would have had any other day.
Lena is Courtney's older sister.
She didn't deserve this. Her kids will miss her sisters, her brother, her dad, her mom.
The 32-year-old shot 10 times at this home along Springside Drive, south of Cleveland Avenue, Tuesday night. Flowers are now in the place she took her last breath. In a video too graphic to play, Courtney pleads with someone before shots are fired. That person ran away. No arrests have been made.
Her life was cut short, but the children still are here. They still gotta be provided for.
Courtney leaves behind 3 girls, just 13, 9, and 6 years old, and an 11-year-old son.
She was a great mother, and we want them to have everything that we knew that she was going to do for them.
Their life is her legacy.
Courtney was joy. She was love. She was a protector. She was, a provider.
Welcome back to the channel. I have an update on the mother of 4 in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's get straight into it. Police say a man accused of shooting an Atlanta police officer working for the U.S. Marshal Office shot a mother of 4 to death just days earlier in a domestic violence incident. Police said Derek Rackens, 33, had been on the run since August the 20th. Then when police said he killed Courtney Reese, 32, after an argument on Springfield Drive. Officers responded to the scene around 9 p.m. and found Reese suffering gunshot wounds. Despite life-saving efforts, she passed away. So let's get straight into it. And the internet never fails. It was correct. It was her ex-boyfriend. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and comment below. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get to it.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out so we can update the citizens of Atlanta on what transpired today and the condition of their police officer. I am joined by our Chief Operating Officer of the City of Atlanta, LaShondra Burks, as well as the U.S. Marshal for the Northern District of Georgia, U.S. Marshal Brown, our Sheriff, Patrick Labat is here, as well as Lieutenant Bonaparte from the Georgia State Patrol. Back on August the 20th, the city experienced the loss of one of the citizens in a domestic violence-motivated homicide. We lost on that day Courtney Reese. The very next day, the Atlanta Police Department issued arrest warrants for a Derek Rankins, who we knew to be very dangerous and posing a threat to this community. This morning, the Southeastern Fugitive Task Force, led by the U.S. Marshals, which is comprised of members of the Atlanta Police Department, as well as the Georgia State Patrol, went to a location in Stockbridge, Georgia, where we believe Mr. Rankins to be held up. At that location, Mr. Rankins opened fire on members of the Fugitive Task Force. During that exchange of gunfire, a member of this department, an 18-year veteran assigned to our fugitive unit, was injured. And thankfully, those injuries are not life-threatening. And I want to thank God for having the hand of protection of our officers today and the phenomenal staff of Grady Hospital for their work in providing medical care, which they continue to do behind us. Fortunately, no other members of law enforcement were injured. At this point, the suspect who we were seeking to take into custody is deceased, and the Georgia State Patrol, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation will be conducting an investigation into this officer-involved shooting. I do want to take time to thank the Sheriff of Henry County Sheriff Scandrich, who used the helicopter of that department to transport our investigator from the scene of the shooting here to Grady Hospital so medical care could be rendered. And so at this point, our one investigator, we believe, will make a full recovery. I want to commend him for his bravery today. I want to commend every member of the Atlanta Police Department that reports to duty keeping this city safe. And just thank our partners who you see gathered around us, who has arrived to show support and has been key in this operation today as we sought to take this individual into custody. And U.S. Marshal Brown, I'm going to turn it over to him to give comments at this time.
Thank you, Chief. The U.S. Marshal Service is comprised of a number of officers. In addition, there's certified U.S. Marshal deputies, with police officers and sheriff deputies from throughout the metropolitan Atlanta area. Atlanta Police Department is a huge contributor to that task force, and we thank them for that. We could not do our job without their assistance as well as the other law enforcement assistance. U.S. Marshals serve some 2,000 warrants a year that normally result in about 200 arrests of individuals for murder per year. This was one of those individuals that we wanted to get off of the street. We were able to do that successfully. We are so glad, and we are continuing to pray for the Atlanta officer that was wounded in this, but we could not do the job that we do had it not been for the dedicated men and women of law enforcement throughout the metropolitan Atlanta area, and it just points to how sensitive and how dangerous this line of work is. So, Chief Shambo, we can't do it without you. Thank you for being a part of our task force in the city of Atlanta, and put it back over.
Thank you, Marshal Brown. We appreciate you, Sheriff Labatt, the Georgia State Patrol, for the partnerships that we all do keeping our city safe. Open for any questions that you all may have this time.
To get back to breaking news we've been following involving an Atlanta police officer shot today.
So we heard from Molly Oak. Now we want to head out to 11 Alive's Joe Ripley, who is live at Grady Hospital. Joe, any update on this officer's condition?
Well, as you mentioned, this Atlanta police officer was shot while helping to execute a search warrant in Stockbridge. That's Henry County. Right now, though, he remains in Grady Hospital behind me, recovering. We're told by Atlanta's police chief, Darren Shearbaum, that officer is expected to be okay. He is expected to recover. Henry County Sheriff's Office helicopter actually flew this 18-year APD veteran and investigator. This is all tied to a search warrant in Henry County. A regional task force led by U.S. Marshals executed the search this morning in Stockbridge for Darren Reese. He is accused of shooting and killing Courtney Reese 1 week ago near Cleveland Avenue in Atlanta. Reese was a mother of 4. She was just 32 years old, shot at least 10 times, according to police. She had lost a sister just months ago. Police say they identified Rankins as a suspect, and tonight, Chief Shearbaum says Rankins is dead after an hours-long standoff.
This is what we train men and women who have a quality to stand in the gap for their communities. We train weekly and regularly to make sure when an individual who poses harm to the community doesn't want to go back to jail, that we can do so with the least risk to the citizens of the area.
Shearbaum says tonight no other officers were injured while this search warrant was being executed in Stockbridge, though it's still unclear tonight if Rankin shot himself or if police shot and killed him. That remains under investigation by the GBI.